To Daily Focus. I trust that you are off to a great start today and that you are enjoying the blessings of the Lord and ready to face today and the weekend. And I hope that you are enjoying life. I will tell you that if you struggled waking up here in Michigan, all you had to do is go outside. My vehicle said 5 degrees when I got in it. So it was a little nippy here, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful day. Psalm chapter 4. I've entitled this Stand in Awe because it's part of the command in verse number 4, where the Bible says, Stand in awe and sin not. In other words, this whole passage was a song that they would sing in the evening. It's a psalm of contemplation. It is a psalm that requires us to think through, what do we really think about sin? What do we really think about God? And so Psalm chapter 4 says, Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. O ye sons of men, how long will you turn my glory into shame? How long will you love vanity and seek after leasing or lying? Selah. But know that the Lord has set apart him that is godly for himself. What an encouragement. For the Lord will hear when I call unto him. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Selah. Offer the sacrifice of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. There be many that say, Who will show us any good? Lord, lift thou up the light of thy countenance upon us. Thou hast put gladness in my heart more than the time that their corn and their wine increased. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. And so here we have a wonderful reminder that God is telling us to think about him and his righteousness and the awfulness of sin. So when we get to verse number 3, he says, But know that the Lord has set apart him that is godly. In other words, if you will serve the Lord, if you will make righteousness a priority, God set you apart for some very special things. He set you apart for some very special blessings. God blesses obedience, but he will not tolerate sinfulness. And it brings consequences. It brings consequences in and of itself, but then God also will bring consequences for those who live in disobedience. And so he sets apart those that are godly for himself, and the Lord listens to their call. The Bible is very clear that we are so foolish to think that we're going to do our own thing and treat God like a genie on a string. We are so foolish if we think that we're going to sow the seeds of unrighteousness and call on a God to rescue us out of our consequences. That's foolishness. And so verse number 4 says, Stand in awe and sin not. It said, think about, what is your real view of sin? Do you fear God? Proverbs 3:7 reminds us that the fear of the Lord is to depart from evil. In other words, when we sin, we're really saying, I really don't fear what God's going to think of this. I really don't care what offense this is to God. I'm really not all that concerned about what it cost him on the cross of Calvary. I want what I want. I'm going to do what I want. That's really a lack of respect or awe of who God is. And so David says, stand in awe and sin not, commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. In other words, before you go to sleep at night, God says this, stop and think about, what was your view of sin today? How did you deal with sin? Did it break your heart? Did it bother you? Did it even hit your radar? Have you even considered it? And before you go to sleep, stand in this awesome respect of God's righteousness. Be honest with your own heart. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. Let God tell you what your attitude really was today about sin and bring it back into an alignment saying, God, you are so gracious and you are so good and you are merciful, but I have been sinful and selfish in these areas. And I don't want that. I want to be godly. I want you to have the privilege to set me apart, that you might bless and use me for your own glory, that I might be a clean vessel ready to be used. That's the heartbeat. And I trust that as you go through today and get into your weekend, that you'll be able to stop, stand in awe, and sin not. May God help us to do it. May He encourage our hearts. He is worthy of our praise. He is worthy of our purity. May God help us to live that way today. God bless you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you again.